So I thought a good theme to talk about would be embodiment, because this is such a key part of meditation. And we look at it when we do the mindfulness training with grounding and with body scan. But I think exploring embodiment a bit more would be good. So I thought I would talk a bit about it. What came to my mind as I was sitting planning this last half hour or so. So I think everybody knows the routine of settling, grounding, resting, support. It's quite a familiar thing that Rob Nan developed within the context of the Mindfulness Association. And a really key part of this is the grounding, because the grounding is the way into the resting. And the resting, as we know, is a really key part of the practice. And I'll come back to that in a bit. So when we do the grounding as part of the mindfulness, as part of settling, grounding, resting, support, we kind of know that what we're sort of doing is through the settling, we are dropping more into the body, and then we're feeling the weight of the body on the ground. So that's one aspect of grounding, feeling that actually my body rests on the ground and the ground holds me. Okay, that's the sort of macro level. But there's also a more micro level to grounding, which is we feel or become aware of just simply what we're feeling. We allow ourselves to be open to the field of sensory experience and just let that hold our attention. Okay, so in the mindfulness, this is really the way into resting, which is more like a sort of sense of becoming acquainted with a feeling of inner space, outer space, okay? The feeling of space. That group headspace the word headspace is quite a useful term, you know? I think resting gives you that feeling of greater space. But I think, you know, that's the kind of way we look at it in the mindfulness, you know, with the grounding, as I just explained. But I think there's a kind of deeper level where what we're really talking about with grounding is coming into a deeper sense of embodiment. We are allowing ourselves to drop into, feel into, be in touch with ourselves at a deeper somatic, or in a sense, okay? And I think many of us in the West, we are very disembodied, you know? And I think many Western teachers say that the kind of finding the embodiment, finding our body again is such a key part of meditation. If we don't get that sense of real grounding embodiment, then I don't think the meditation really happens. It becomes sort of like disembodied too, okay? And I think maybe the invitation is there a way we can drop into this unique field of experience that is our body? So we're not talking about literally like physical body. I mean, one part of it is sensations we feel in the body, but I think at another level, we are dropping into a field of energy that's reflected in our sensations, in emotion, all of that which is occurring in our body, okay? And I think in a way, this is also the doorway to real kindness and self-compassion, because if we can really allow ourselves to feel what we're feeling, okay? And that really is the heart of self-compassion, to soften around that, to bring kindness to what we're feeling. So, and I think the embodiment is, my sense of it is, it's a willingness to really enter our experience fully. And we are head and we are body, okay? So it's a willingness to enter our experience fully. And it's almost letting our body, or letting this inner field of experience reveal itself gradually to us, okay? And I think that's my sense of meditation, is the more you are willing to be in your body, the more you're willing to feel what's there, the more you're willing to open and accept what's there, the more something starts to reveal itself to you, okay? So maybe if people can put their mute on because strange sounds come through. So my sense is when you really drop into the body, a deep process starts to happen and you get taken on a kind of a journey, you know? And it's a journey beyond words, beyond concepts, in which your deeper being begins to reveal to you what's really there, okay? And what's kind of really there might be quite deep patterns, you know, and it might be wounding and pain from the past. It could be a whole range of feeling, experience. And my sense with this terrain is no concept can describe it, no word can describe it. But if you're willing to drop into this place of being embodied, then it takes you on a journey. It takes you on this inner journey. And I think meditation becomes more and more this inner process unfolding, in which at one level, deeper levels of experience that we hold in the body, we hold pain in the body, people hold trauma in the body. All of this gradually emerges in its own pace, own way. And I think that can be profoundly healing, actually, just to literally show up in the body and be present and be open and be willing to feel really begins quite a deep process of healing. And I think in many ways, the meditative journey is very much that, you know, being willing to let this inner process of healing just happen. And I think all it needs us to do is to be there. But most of the time, many of us are not there. We're in our heads, we're thinking, okay? But the more we can be there in our body, feel what's going on, and bring a sense of acceptance and kindness to what's going on, the more this deeper level of experience happens. And I think for each one of us is completely unique. It's just a complete, unique, undefinable process we can't even put words on, you know? So I think my sense is that that is what kind of the embodiment journey takes us on. And I think at one level, it becomes a path of healing because the things that need attention and need to be felt by us, they get attention. We feel the things that need to be felt. You know, things can begin to move through us more easily. We also become much more aware of the deep patterning that we hold in ourselves, and particularly with awareness of the body. It's like we hold the patterns in the cells of our body, literally. So I think any path of meditation that's going to be genuine and deep requires this kind of work, you know. I think some of you might have come across Reggie Ray. I think he speaks to this a lot, you know, and he's very much on this path, and I've read some of his stuff, and I think it's really great, you know. I think another important thing about the embodiment or the body work is, at one level, when you allow yourself to be in the body, it feels quite solid, quite grounded. You know, we sometimes use the image of body like a mountain resting on the earth. At one level, it's quite solid and grounded, but at another level, we notice it's very non-solid, very fluid, very changing. So there's a strange contradiction that goes on with embodiment, okay? On the one hand, there's a solidity, I am here, I feel my feet on the ground. But at another level, there's no solidity there, okay? It's all a changing show, which it's like an inner field of energy that's constantly changing, constantly throwing up different layers. So I think to navigate this contradiction between solid and grounded, but actually non-solid flowing energy, I think is quite an important one. Because I think what this really takes one to is, I think there's an initial process that needs to be a healing process for quite a long time. I mean, it could even be like 10, 15, 20 years, you know? But at some point, if you stay true to the practice of embodiment, grounding, what I've been talking about, at some stage you realize that actually what is really there is just naked awareness. Okay, what our body is awareness. What our body is a kind of luminous field of awareness. And the more one can touch that reality, the more you realize there's no separation between this luminous field of awareness in us and everywhere outside of us. Okay. And it's literally like the body becomes this luminous field of awareness that is connected to life outside that's also luminous and aware. But that's maybe kind of overreaching ourselves right now. But I think that's where it goes to, you know. And a lot of the tantric teachings in Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism, are actually saying what your body really is a luminous field of awareness that's actually fundamentally fundamentally pure, fundamentally okay, fundamentally whole. But to get to that reality, you need to go through quite a long purificatory healing journey of just being willing to be present, so all the kind of layers can actually reveal themselves, come up, etc., etc. Till finally you touch a layer that's actually there in you, that's completely non-messed up, non-traumatized, no problem. Okay. So I think that's maybe beyond the range of secular mindfulness, but I think that's an amazing reality that one can come to with the body. That it holds all the pain, it holds all the trauma, but at some time it also holds a deep field of awareness that never got damaged. So all of that is part of this process of embodiment, deeper embodiment. But I think maybe my sense with this is what we've got to do is very simple, you know. We've got to just be present in the body and feel what we feel in the body. Not tell stories about what we feel in the body. Accept what we feel in the body. Bring kindness to what we're feeling. And that really brings one into this resting stage, with the feeling of, I can just be with this all. And actually more and more space starts to open up around what I'm feeling, around outside, within. So I think it's really, at one level, quite a simple thing, but it's not an easy thing. Because you've got to almost be like in your own experience, feeling it, but also really not knowing, you know, because you can't get a handle on it. You almost got to trust that there's a deep process of wisdom in you that will just take you on a journey, probably quite a long journey. And I think maybe just to trust that, okay? Because where it might take one in the end is quite an amazing place. But we've got to hold faith with the process, you know, the journey. Okay, so that just sort of, you know, I wrote down some notes beforehand, but what I've said now just seems to come from somewhere else. Maybe it's best to abandon notes and just talk. So I think maybe it might be nice to do a practice around this. And then if we have some time, at the end, do about 15, 20-minute practice, and then open it up for some talking, some questions, whatever. Okay, so I'll kind of lead something loosely around settling, grounding, resting, but I won't stick religiously to it. Okay, so since we are talking about the body and embodiment, quite an important thing now is to really feel like you're sitting on the seat wherever you are, okay? And if anybody's there, if they can mute mute it so strange sounds don't come through. Like Nina, if you can mute yours.
Oh.
It's not that I don't want to hear from you. We can talk later. Okay, so first forming the intention to find this place of deeper embodiment. Almost like wishing to go on this journey that our body can take us on. And starting with a settling practice, I think I'll do a different one to what we normally do. First of all, feeling the weight of your body on the seat you're sitting on. If you're on a chair, feeling both feet flat on the floor. And now bring the attention to the breathing, slightly deepening the in-breath and lengthening the out-breath. Maybe this is more of an antidote to shallow breathing. So once you find a rhythm of breathing that feels full, then just stay with that. Breathing in, breathing out. And then on the out breath, just counting. This can bring more of a focus to breathing out. And as you're breathing in, imagine if you can really breathe into your body. Almost like you're breathing into all the cells of your body on the in-breath. Breathing out from all the cells of your body on the out-breath. Feeling the weight of your body on the cushion or seat. Almost like we're letting the breathing bring us more fully into the body. Breathing into the abdomen on the in-breath. Breathing out from the abdomen. Counting as you breathe out. So we'll count to 21 breathings out. If you lose count, then just start at the beginning again, but I'll keep count to 21. See if you can breathe in a really kind way, like you really allowing yourself to really feel the body as you breathe in, like you're aware of the sensation of breathing, aware of breathing out. Counting as you breathe out. So your attention stays with the breathing, letting the breathing invite you into your own body. Breathing deepens a sense of feeling, awareness. Breathing out, counting. Okay, at the end of the cycle of 21 breaths, let go of the breathing. Let go of the counting. Still be breathing. And now it's like the breathing moves to the background of our awareness. But we just allow our attention, our awareness to drop into the body. Generally, the settling phase we've just done helps this process of dropping. And see if you can just be in touch with what you're holding in your body as you sit there. Almost like you open into this inner field of energy that's present in your body. Aware too that you inhabit a breathing body. So you can feel the movement of the breath in the body. You can feel too the weight of your thumb on the seat or cushion, how the ground holds the body. So there's that feeling of stability. See if you can really fully open to feel whatever you're feeling now. The body is always holding something. Some maybe just physical, some emotional, sometimes deeper patterning, maybe feelings of wounding or pain. See if you can really surrender into your body. And just simply feel what's present for you now. If you notice your mind getting a bit distracted, then bring breathing more to the foreground. So breathing is like a light support, but still keep in touch with the felt experience of the body. Almost like you allow yourself to fully inhabit your body from your head right down to your feet. So you're in touch with the felt experience of your body. Notice what it's like to just simply feel what is there. Almost like surrender to what is there. Say yes to what is there. This is perhaps the biggest act of kindness we can give to ourselves, to just be present in our experience, in our body. Feel what is there. Say yes to what is there. Once again, if your mind starts drifting away, then bring breathing more to the foreground as a support. But keep that contact with the felt experience of your body, what it holds, what it carries in this moment. When the mind feels settled, let breathing move to the background so it's part of your overall experience. And see if you can just rest in the felt experience of your body in this moment. Not trying to put labels or concepts to anything. Maybe acknowledging our embodied experience is like a mystery. No concepts, no words can describe it. Feeling the weight of the body on the seat, stable. Noticing how the breathing moves through the body. Just simply staying in touch with our felt experience in this moment. Not analyzing, not judging, just feeling. Maybe sensing how our inner experience is like a kind of flow, constant subtle change, constant inner movement. And notice how there can always be a feeling of well-being where you just allow yourself to feel what you're feeling and not fight it. Just surrender to it. Open to the felt experience of this moment, just being there. That can be quite a relief, like coming home. Noticing too how when one is present in the body like this, sometimes deeper level of experience can begin to reveal itself. Sometimes that happens, other times not. But again, our only job is just to be here in the body, present. Just allowing whatever comes up to simply come up, move through us. Once again, if you notice you're losing, if you're getting distracted, bring breathing to the foreground. Use that as a support by keeping that contact with the felt experience. When the mind settles, let breathing move to the background. Then just simply rest in the midst of what you feel in this moment. Okay, so I forgot to bring my gong, so I'll say gong instead. And then gradually come out of that practice. But see if you can just keep connected to that feeling of embodiment, that feeling of grounding and awareness as you come into post-meditation.